The Speakeasily Hour Minute Podcast, Season 1, Episode 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, waffle stompers and snow pissers, podheads of all ages, I'm Odessa Lil, your mistress of ceremonies. Welcome to the Speakeasily Hour Minute Podcast. We're the burlesque show that turned into a streaming show that turned into a comedy troupe that turned into a podcast. God, I can't even imagine what's next. I'm joined here by the one and only Klingon Vanna White. Klingon, where are you? Are you still here?
Yes, I am. Greetings and salutations. Sorry if you heard a farty sound. I am sitting on a yoga ball.
You're farting into a yogurt ball? What was that?
No, a yoga ball. I am sitting, and it just made a kind of a sound that sounded very farty. Yeah,
sure it did.
It will continue doing that through the rest of the time that we are here.
Oh man, most people know that Klingons are incredibly farty. So don't feel like you have to make up stories to cover it up. It's just the way you're bred. Your digestive systems are all like small and compacted.
Oh yes, yeah, so small, so compacted.
Yeah. Like a pug's farty body.
Oh, speaking of dogs, I am now in a Chihuahua rescue in Texas.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Is it like the Chihuahuas that were separated from their parents at the border?
Yes. It was definitely, if people are trying to sneak into the country with their Chihuahuas, they get separated at the border. And then it's very sad, but I'm making a lot of money taking care of these Chihuahuas for the government.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's it's a government project.
Yeah, but I can be nicer to them than if they were children. Like the Chihuahuas are not in cages here.
Oh, good. They just roam free, or how do you?
Well, they roam free, but we have them some outside enclosures if they would like to go out and sunbathe. But we have some wire overhead so that they are not picked off by carrion birds or birds of prey.
Oh, that's good. So you're keeping them safe.
Oh yes, I am keeping them safe and hoarding them. I mean, loving them.
Right. And collecting government money.
I love government money. It's the easiest paycheck I ever had.
Don't you think it's kind of wrong, though, that you're separating these Chihuahuas from their loving human parents?
Nope. I don't think so at all.
Just checking.
The Chihuahuas love me. I'm sure they love me more than they would ever love their parents.
I don't doubt that. Just you and the Chihuahuas just farting all day long.
Yep.
In your big cage.
Yeah, but our large cage with all of our things. Our
what
dog
kind of
toys.
Things? Oh, dog toys.
We have dog toys.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's better than those kids have.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have a single dog toy.
Yeah, those kids would be lucky if they were my Chihuahuas.
Well, I think I hear the phone ringing. Do you hear the phone ringing?
Oh, totally.
This call will be recorded and monitored. I have a collect call from
Shecky,
an inmate at a San Bernardino County detention facility. If you would like to accept this call, please press 4.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Hi, Shecky. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I have some great news today on this sunny day. Sunny day. Our
you have
Lord
son in prison?
Yes. I found religion.
Oh, God.
Yes.
What shit?
Yes, the religion of Trump. Our Lord and Savior.
Not what I expected to hear.
Well, I mean, I think he's just got a bad rap in the eyes of America. I think that he is a misunderstood genius, and he will save us all. The reason why is because he's finally come to his senses, and I am being released from prison. I'm so excited.
What?
Yes.
Trump has released you from prison?
He has. So it's a funny story. I guess it was late one night, and he was sitting, I think, on the toilet. I'm not really sure, but he was.
He sit?
That's true. And he was having some comfy fee, and he was thinking about this the good times he had. And one of those good times was when he used to do diaper play. Because he used to, so don't repeat this, but Trump and I used to do diaper play together. So he was this adult baby stuff. Remember that picture that I showed you when he was younger and he was in the diaper? See, I took that picture. So yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It unfortunately it got out. Those nasty Snowden-esque journalists, are trying to discredit him. But yeah, I took that picture because we used to do diaper play. It was great. He was very respectful of my nipples when I had to breastfeed him. It was very very nice. Very nice time.
Feels so good.
But anyway, he was thinking about these times, and he's like, I wonder whatever happened to that little black guy. And then he tracked me down, saw that I was in prison, and said, that's not good. And so he released me, and which was great though because he actually decided that I should get a job with him. So I have a job when I get out. It's amazing.
What kind of job is that?
Well, I'm gonna be working with the United States SpaceX.
No.
Yes. I'm going to be consulting. He contacted me. I'll be doing a little bit of light baby play on the side, but the bulk of my role in the Trump administration is going to be working with SpaceX. He said I had intimate knowledge of aliens because of my marriage to Klingon Vanna White, and he said that I would be invaluable. An invaluable resource while basically making weapons of mass destruction against aliens, illegal aliens. So I'm probably going to be a special division of ICE called I think it's called AICE or icy or something. But it has something to do with like aliens, like
ice.
Extraterrestrial aliens. And so one of the projects I'm working on is creating. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a giant continent-shaped shield that we're going to project over America to basically block aliens from entering our atmosphere. They'll hit the shield. So think of it as like a giant wall over the continental United States.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shecky, what about the aliens that are already living here?
I mean, I didn't want to bring it up, but
this is awkward.
I didn't want to bring it up, but there were talks about putting aliens who already are in the country into camps. But I mean, you're already there, and they'll probably let you keep your dogs.
But what about aliens that are married or were married to actual citizens of the U.S.?
I mean, well, we're divorced, so sorry. But let's not talk about that. This is a joyous occasion because I'm finally going to be free, And if we get the giant, continent.
Shecky, I want to kill you.
What?
I want.
But you have to think about it. Trump knows what he's doing. Trump knows.
I think he's a flagrant idiot.
I mean,
Shecky, I think he does know what he's doing. And did it ever occur to you that maybe he's just trying to shoot all minorities into outer space?
I mean, that's actually a pretty good idea. We hadn't thought about that. Thank you, Odessa. Hold on, I'm going to take some notes real quick for my. So I have a press conference that I have to go to.
My God.
It's great. I have to before I go, I have to get this sort of orange sheen sprayed all over my body.
That's gonna look really natural. Yeah,
it is. It is. I'm straightening my hair. It's gonna be great. It's gonna. Oh, and Vanna, don't worry. Don't worry. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. You know.
Oh, yeah, like the time you called ICE on me when I was actually legally here.
That was different. Also, I got extra points for that. By the way, he really liked that. Trump kind of laughed when he said that, and then he burped, and then I had to pat him on the back. So because it was weird that I had to change his diaper. It was a crazy night, but it was good.
It sounds pretty busy. Klingon, don't worry, you're an American citizen.
For now.
Hey, whatever. We could discuss this later when you get out. And I find you
troubling. This is very troubling. I knew that the Trump pardons were going to go too far, but this letting out Shecky, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
wanted him out.
Well, what was hilarious was I was like third on the list, but Manson died, so I got moved up. so yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to talk about this later. This is problematic. We might have to rethink this whole podcast.
Yep. I mean, if you think that, but I think this is a great way for me to stay connected to the people. To think of it as like a Shecky fireside chat.
Yeah, but I don't want you doing that on our podcast.
Oh.
And he's. I don't feel. I have a bad feeling about this. I think he's going to shoot you into outer space, and then you're not going to be able to come back.
I mean, I might. The only reason I would do that is if they get the spaceships working, and then I might be stationed on the moon. But we don't know yet. We got lots of plans, lots and lots of plans.
Shecky Davis Jr. nude on the moon.
Nude on the moon. Yes, I'll have a Vegas show on the moon. It'll be awesome.
Well, we've got a special guest coming, so can you not talk about Trump for a couple of minutes?
I mean,
I don't want to scare her off.
I don't know. I must spread his wisdom like a Mormon, but I'll try.
No religion, no politics on this show.
Okay.
Unless it's offensive, and then you're allowed to. So I'm trying to class the show up. For instance, I'm bringing on a special guest from the theater world, because I happen to have a past in theater.
Does it theater that ends with an E?
Yes, theatre.
And doesn't have triple poles, or just actually has regular seats.
Oh, I think it has little spikes that you sit on.
Little spikes. Okay.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should give her a call. The creator, the producer, the director, writer, and editor of a podcast called 12 Chimes It's Midnight. Her name is Aimee Pavy. Let's give her a call, shall we? Beep, boop, bop, beep.
Hello.
Hey, Aimee. How you doing?
Hey. I'm good. What's up with you?
Oh, good. We're just hanging out, talking about classy things, not talking about Trump. So thank you so much for being here on the show. We're super excited to talk about your podcast and writing and acting and making sounds, all the cool stuff of your podcast. Your podcast is a special drama, kind of old-timey radio sort of thing.
It is.
Yeah. You're going to class up our show with your classiness.
That's how it works.
I just wanted to say how meta this is. You were on a podcast talking about your podcast. Ooh, that is some Inception level podcasting.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of when we've actually had a fart joke on the podcast, because I want to fit in. I feel like I've been trying to come up with all my own one-liners, and I just I don't know if I can keep up with you guys.
It isn't art until there's a fart.
I wouldn't worry about it. Once you've been around this long enough, the infection starts to spread, and before you know it, it's all you talk about, just fart, poop jokes.
Yeah, basically, you being on this podcast will ruin your podcast.
Yeah. It's a sickness.
I had heard rumors. People told me not to be on this podcast because my reputation would be trashed. But
We're going to break you, Amy. We're going to break you.
because we've had nary a bad word on our show, trying to be a little old school. I think we have a few, but we try to control ourselves. So this might be an opportunity.
I heard a shit.
There was a few of those. There was some hell and some dams.
Oh, I don't count those.
Yeah. So I was really fucking excited to be able to to let it go, and not have to control myself. So
yeah, man, just let it all out.
All right, but that first F word did not roll off my tongue very easily. So okay, so just I'll just follow your lead and kind of try to
You'll be saying the C word by the end of the broadcast.
All right. I appreciate the support.
She broke me. I say the C word all the time now.
I don't. Let her know it's okay.
I don't, because I respect women.
I've heard that about you, Shucky.
I love you, my cunty bitches.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. Well, welcome to the show. We're gonna, basically we're still in the intro. We're gonna definitely do an in-depth interview with you about your podcast. But first, we kind of like to talk about current events, which will be slightly aged by the time the show comes out.
Just like a fine wine.
That's right. And Shecky reads a lot of newspapers in jail.
You'd be surprised by that, but yes, I'm very currently up to date, especially in my new role in the Trump administration. But we won't talk about that. So yes. One of the things I wanted to talk about is the 82-year-old billionaire of La Croix, the CEO, was accused of inappropriate touching. It's like, what is it with old rich men, and touching people? It's like I think the Cosby. This Cosby level of touching needs to end. I really do.
I mean, was he drugging people though and getting all up inside of them like Cosby was?
With LaCroix, yes.
He was drugging and then
No, I don't think he was drugging people, but it seemed like it was just really kind of like crappy, because it's like I'm a billionaire. Touch me. Sort of situation.
Let's just get the elephant
really stopped the
out of the room. Yeah, it did, didn't it? I just want to get the elephant out of the room. Is it La Croix or is it LaCroix?
LaCroix.
Is it LaCroix?
It's La Disgusting is what it is.
I think it's La Croix.
What a La Croix.
La Croix.
I'm not a fan, and it was hilarious. So I have a friend who who's from the East Coast, and I guess La Croix or whatever it's called has been around for years on the East Coast. And it's as soon as it got to California, it's like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's like, so Californians, we're crazy about crazy shit. So I don't like it. I think it tastes like battery acid. I don't like it.
I think that the grapefruit one, it tastes like you're drinking perfume.
I love it. It's called, Ode de
It's kind of fancy, though, right?
It'll make you pretty on the inside.
Yeah, it's super fancy. That's why I like it. Except I don't like the coconut one, which is very unfancy.
It just tastes really bad. Yeah. And then some friends of mine snuck in some Safeway version of LaCroix or whatever it's called.
Right.
And it was so bad, too. And I was just like, this stuff is gross. So,
well, what's really interesting is that this guy that owns LaCroix also owns the Faygo company.
What is
the
Faygo?
Faygo brand? Faygo is like that orange soda that all the Insane Clown Posse guys drink.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, all the LaCroix people now are juggalos.
Yeah, exactly. They're juggalos of a parallel universe.
That's weird. Could you imagine in a parallel universe where juggaloism was like a religion, and like La Croix and the other stuff are like the drinks that you get baptized in? Parallel universes are fun.
Yeah, it's true. Although I wouldn't doubt that juggalos do get baptized in Faygo, like once they join.
So sticky.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Very sticky.
Splashing
I hate
around.
it when my armpits stick to my arms.
So that's what that about. So think about it like that. You know, if you're gonna boycott Cosby, you got to boycott LaCroix now. So step up, people. Can't drink
it
it
has
anymore.
0 calories.
Yep.
You know what has 0 calories too? Water, and it's better for you. Anyway, speaking of what's better for you, the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, Administrator Scott Pruitt has left. He's resigned. Nah. Hey, get the fuck out. Anyway, so he's leaving, and what's sad is the guy who's going to replace him is supposed to be even worse. So it's like,
I saw that.
It's like, Jesus, people, And I know that I'm going to start working for the Trump administration, but I can't do anything. It's like I'm all above it. I'm going to be working in space, so whatever happens in the Earth, like, it sucks. But I'm going to be in space on the moon, like, protecting the world. It might not be a good world anymore, but I'll be protecting it.
It'd just be you and every other minority in outer space.
I keep thinking about like everyone outside building a giant circular wall around the planet. Starting from the moon. It's like the moon and this giant like floating wall all the way around the planet, and it just kind of orbits it.
Sorry you have to hear this, Amy. We were going to hide this from you.
But think about it, it'd be amazing. This giant orbital wall just stopping everything.
like the sun.
It'd be amazing.
Yep. No sun, no light from the moon, just nothing.
But it looks like this guy, this Pruitt guy, is so scared that he's like has a bulletproof vehicle because I guess he's fearful for his life. And I'm like, you should be. All these animals are gonna come and they're gonna eat your face.
Wait, what? So. Okay, so there's all this so he was the one that was like spending on like just millions on like office furniture and like first class travel and
he requested a bulletproof. Yeah, he requested a bulletproof car and all this other stuff, and just he literally was spending way too much money. And they were like, "No, you gotta go." And he was like, "What?" And then I guess some other bullshit came up about him, and he was just like, "I'm out." And he basically spent all this money and then left. So I can only imagine like what he's like, what his golden umbrella is gonna be when you think about it, Oh,
I think he bought one of those golden umbrellas too. He was like, I need golden umbrellas and golden galoshes. That's what with the government money. So he's got those.
It's a shitstorm out there, but I'm gonna be looking good.
That's
and
right.
A Kevlar sports cup for his tiny balls.
This poor guy.
I need that too.
Oh Lord.
What else did he spend government money on? Like a mink car.
Yeah, a mink car, and he loves They Might Be Giants, so he would spend money to get them to come and play for him in his bedroom, like nightlights.
That sounds realistic. That definitely happened.
And he had a 20-person protective detail. Like, who is this guy? Like bulletproof cars.
Someone who's really scared.
I mean, but come on, you're for the EPA. Like, I know that. Like,
he had a party and there was polar bear as the entree.
Like, I get it, Wow, that's
roast polar bear.
No, but seriously, like, I get it. Environmentalists can be scary, but come on. This is a bit overboard. I'm glad he's gone. I'm just worried about this new guy coming in. I don't know his name, but I hear he eats polar bears too. So let's.
We're gonna be all cool all the time with this new guy. He's a cool person.
We're all gonna get the black lung.
Yep.
Hey.
Oh, not that there's anything wrong with
Not
that.
that there's yes, there is actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with that.
Oh, God, you guys have stepped in it.
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
I think we're rolling around in it now. Aimee, we're just rolling around in it.
Sadly, it's not the first time. I think this is my comfortable place.
Yes.
Standing on the side looking down at you all.
Yes, rolling in the poop-filled mud like pigs.
Join us, Aimee. Join us.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
Let us lavish you with our filth.
Oh, I'm stepping backwards slowly.
I want to touch you with my moist hands.
But I can't step too far back because the cord for my headphones stops me, so I guess I'm in.
We got her.
Yay! Yay!
At this point, you're probably thinking, what's today's show about? Good question.
What's today's show about?
I'm so happy you asked. Actually, today's about good old-fashioned storytelling. And maybe about finding cartoon characters kind of sexy. And after this commercial break, we're going to talk about the golden age of radio with Aimee and the modern days of podcasting with Aimee. And we're going to review Incredibles 2. And we're going to talk about that incredible ass on Elastigirl. And we're all going to say awooga, ay, and like have wolf eyes come out of our faces and turn the corner and come back. But yeah,
So that's just the overview of. Okay.
Yeah. So let's go to a commercial break.
Monkey-wrenching ocean activist by day, sex worker by night. Orca. Created when a protest at SeaWorld goes horribly wrong, Becky Miller and an orca whale are inexplicably joined into the same being with a multi-purpose blowhole. Forced to do what they know best to survive, Orca resorts to fierce ocean activism and blowjobs for money. She's alone in the world until one fateful day when she meets Eddie, the tough vice cop who falls in love with her.
Hands up, you're under arrest. Yes.
Orca, the movie. Just a whale and her blowhole. For more information, go to orca.com.
All right. Back from commercial break. And we are so happy to have our friend and awesome creator, producer, director, writer, and editor of 12 Chimes It's Midnight. That's right. It's Aimee Pavy. That's you. Woohoo. So, 12 Chimes It's Midnight. It's a bit of like a horror, suspense, mystery podcast, kind of inspired by old-timey radio shows. Is that?
It is, and I always loved old time radio and like the detective stuff, but it was a friend, Brett Stillo, who introduced me to Lights Out and Quiet Please. God, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat.
Oh, you should see a doctor about that.
I did. So, okay, let's not talk about it. But okay, one more time. Sorry.
It's okay.
So.
And the frog's all, I'm free!
So a friend introduced me to some different kind of podcasts. And then there was this other great podcast called the Mysterious Old Radio Listening Society. And they introduced me to even stranger stories. And I realized that old time radio was not just a collection of detective and dragnet, but there was these really bizarre stories with talking gorillas and ghosts pushing people off cliffs and ghouls telling bad jokes. and I'm talking to you, Inner Sanctum. And so I wanted to get in on that. And so we've done some serious stuff. We've done some more mysterious or suspenseful stuff. But I think the ones I have the most fun with are the outrageous stories about mad scientists meeting gangsters who then call, hark back to the dead to find information on a missing loot. So the crazier, the better.
Yeah.
I want you to put it on TuneIn so I could listen to it in my Tesla.
It's everywhere that you can find podcasts.
Yeah, but if you add it onto TuneIn, you get people and all the white privileged people. I'm a white Klingon. They can listen to it in their Teslas, and then they won't have to listen to NPR because the news is super depressing now.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah, fuck the news. Listen to our podcasts.
The news. That's what I do, but I'm on like 3 times in a row now. I know every time I'm going to speak. I want to be able to listen to Aimee's podcast. I'll send you the instructions on how to do it. So that
that'd be awesome. Thank you.
So it's increased our readership by single digits.
It actually has.
So 3 people in Massachusetts. You got?
Yes, and Vermont.
one person in Austin.
Although now that we've mentioned it, you've lost those 3 sisters.
Probably. They're all, fuck it. I'm out there. So how has your podcast been received by listeners? What do the fans think?
It's we've received some feedback, but one thing that's kind of interesting about doing something like this is I see numbers every day for downloads, but I don't hear a lot back. I hear some from colleagues or new friends that I meet, like on Twitter and other podcasters. We have received a few reviews on iTunes, which is really awesome, and people really seem to like it.
Yeah.
We got one lower review on iTunes. It was a 3-star, but they said, well, they seem very earnest. And I thought that was rather complimentary.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the name of the game. If, we can always up the quality as we learn and whatnot, but, the earnestness has got to come through. And
your engagement can't be downplayed.
Yeah. And it's so much fun to stand around, write these silly stories. I mean, some aren't silly. Some we try to be a little more serious.
You got some very spooky stories happening.
Yeah, the not the last one, but the one before that was based on a famous Mexican folk tale about La Llorona. And of course, I'm not saying it perfectly well, but pronouncing it well, but it was a story I'd heard about, and then I started asking everybody about it, and it was interesting how famous the story was, and I'd never heard of her, and I had to tell the story. So that one's a little more actually trying to be creepy, but I do like the hot and cold, do some funny ones, do some serious ones.
Yeah.
I really liked La Llorona, and I noticed that you had some interesting voice actors in it.
I was really lucky. I found a couple people that are fluent, and they added a lot to it. I added a decent amount of Spanish, and I love the idea of, finding the places where the words aren't critical to the story, so that, the words, how can I describe it? It's you're trying to get across that someone is speaking Spanish, not trying to forward the story.
Yeah, and so it wasn't super expository, I noticed at one point. But so I totally got it.
Places where you can pepper it in, so if someone doesn't speak Spanish, it's not going to hinder the motion of the story, but you really get a sense of place. And I had a really great time recording all the footsteps. I went up to Mount Davidson where there's really good gravel and ran around for a couple hours with some friends. And I think it's just, this is a totally ridiculous word, it's kind of magical. I'm kind of wincing at saying that, but when you record somebody standing there in a little sound booth and you take that bit of audio and then you put some sound effects under it, all of a sudden they're like in the middle of some gravelly, dusty place. And that moment of transporting you. And that's what's so great about audio is, unlike video, which I kind of played around with video for a number of years and it never really captured me. But with audio drama, you can go to the moon, you can go to Paris, you can go to a parallel universe. You can do anything you want because you're just creating that with sound. And that's not always a simple bit of work, but it's still totally doable. And each episode I produce for probably $150 or less. So to be able to produce a half an hour play with actors and music and sound effects for $150 an episode is totally doable. I just love the kind of, hey kids, let's put on a show aspect of it.
Yeah, I really think I actually have to compliment you on the sound quality. Actually, and I really love the music.
Yeah, your production levels are excellent.
It's amazing.
I've learned a lot, and I think I did the right thing by starting out super simple so that my skills really didn't hinder the story as I learned. So I don't think the quality, people said, oh, the quality's gotten so much better. I don't think it was bad in the beginning simply because I didn't overthink it. I was like, okay, here's my skill level. So let's keep it super simple. Let's really not put many sound effects or do a whole lot of sound design. And then as time went on, I kind of had this idea of keeping it super simple the whole time because it is pretty scalable. Like doing an episode a month with a full-time job is totally doable if it really doesn't have any music or any sound effects, which some of the old-time radio shows do. But people responded so much to episodes that were really laden with a lot of sound effects and had a lot more atmosphere. So I realized I had to do that. And it is more, it transports you a lot more. And I also, and I'm kind of babbling now, but I also love trying to give myself a challenge every time. So for instance, one of the episodes, I really love the idea of you're walking down the street and you have your earbuds in and you're listening to music and then you hear something and you take the earbuds out. And how that's the sound of the earbuds coming out of your ears and how the quality of the music changes when you do that. I just love that. And so I was trying to think, okay, what if the listener of the podcast is I'm creating that same experience of them taking the earbuds out of their own ears. And I think it worked. I've specifically asked a few friends to listen to that episode, and I'll challenge you guys now, like listen to the podcast On the Prowl, because the character at the beginning and near the end does that bit where they're listening to music. They're actually listening to a piece by Jill Tracy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Jill Tracy, for the show. And they take their earbuds out because they hear a noise or they're going somewhere. So I think it's such a great opportunity, and I think it's the idea of audio not only gives you the ability to go anywhere on Earth or outside of Earth, but it also gives you more flexibility in terms of casting. So if you have a small little boy, you don't have to cast a small little boy. You can cast a giant 6 foot tall woman, That's probably a bad example, but you know what I'm going for. Mm-hmm. And you can have a gorilla talking, and somebody could just say, hey, why is there a gorilla talking? And that's all you have to do. And it's in the mind of the person. It's in the mind of the listener to create that gorilla. And I love that stuff. And so I keep referring back to this gorilla bit. It was actually a great episode of, damn it, I don't remember what it was called, but there's an opera singer and her agent, and they're in a private plane, and they're flying to like Argentina for a show. They go to talk to the captain. He comes back and says, there's a gorilla flying the plane. So this is from like 1942. There was like crazy, crazy stories that were told in old-time radio. And as I discovered those, I wanted to, and I also love the whole Grand Guignol tradition of just crazy, 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 end with a scream. I love that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to recreate that as well. And it's really fun editing that kind of stuff. You know, I can't imagine doing a staid drama. Is it or something that's just about, and not to knock other audio dramas that are very, you know, not genre but more serious. It's just, for me, it's just not as captivating. And I have to admit, when I read books, I tend to read genre because I'd much rather read about teenage angst in the context of a science fiction or horror novel than, you know, your standard coming of age book. You know, there's just something more interesting to the trappings of all the other weird things going on.
How many voices do you do for your show?
I've acted in a few episodes, but I wouldn't consider myself an actor. So I just have stepped in a few times, either to cover for an actor who couldn't make it, or just to get my yayas. And then I've kind of stepped out because I think I'm an okay voice actor. I just don't think I have that sparkly quality that some people have to their voices. You know, when you hear someone, you're just like captivated by their voice.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard you've come in and you may have played some children, and then you also may have played a dog.
So I did do the dog in Nutmeg, and actually we've had some really good scenes. I don't know where I was going with that. But I just came and went. But yeah, so I've done the dog. I haven't done a child, and actually we have a very, very talented 7-year-old that was in the La Llorona episode.
I heard that one, and then I heard the Mexican child.
Yeah, he. I couldn't find.
He was very testosterone-y.
Yeah, I couldn't find a Mexican boy who would have an accent, and I have to admit, I asked a lot of friends, and there was a lot of leads, and they didn't go anywhere. But then, of course, I would go to have coffee to sit and write at a cafe I like at 24th and Mission, and I'd get off the bus and I'd walk around, and I was surrounded by 7-year-old children babbling in Spanish, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. You can't just walk up to a parent and say, be in my podcast, little boy, you know. So I ended up. Well, yeah,
I know it's creepy.
I'm not as ballsy as I probably should be in this situation. So the actor who played the American expat was kind enough to take a stab at Carlito, and I think he did a fine job. And I kind of changed the pitch, but there's really no way to simulate a child's voice.
They're just special.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, did you do the second guy's voice in the Bloody Tie commercial?
I did. Yeah.
I knew that was you. It was just like, this young man sounds very spunky.
That actually was super fun. And the reason I ended up doing that is because I wanted to pitch the idea of this short 2-minute play to Oren, who owns Relic Vintage. And so I wrote the script and then played all the parts. So I gave him a segment that just had me in all the roles. And I sent it over to him, and I'm like, that was so much fun to play Jimmy. I think I'm going to play Jimmy. And then I pulled in Aaron Seymour to play his cohort. And then Oren, of course, plays Oren. And Tara Williams, who is his main shop girl manager, plays the detective. But yeah,
I love Tara.
It was super fun, and I really highly recommend this kind of podcasting, because there nothing as fun as sitting down in a cafe with a computer and being like, okay, let's see, how about we have somebody who turns into a cat? Okay. And what if she rips this guy's head off? Okay. And what if there was a ghost?
My kind of cat.
What if the ghost wanted wanted to go to Paris. Okay, but what if there was ghost hunters after him, and they went to Paris, and then they went to Austria, and then they went to England, and the ghost chasers had to keep running after him, and then you type this all up, you have a few friends look for typos, and then you print it out, and you cast people in it, and then you edit it, and it's a finished product, and it's like, I don't even know how to describe the feeling when you're like listening to this thing with sound effects and actors, and they're the words you wrote. It's so much fun. And so I'm not surprised, actually. So we finished up season 2, and we start season 3 in October. And
did you do any dog impersonations on that one?
On which one?
On the next season? I have dogs that can be your voice actors if you ever need dogs again.
Well, let's actually talk about it, because I would love to get more, a library of more sounds. So I'm always up for it. And they'll look really good in the cast page.
Yeah. And you won't have to do dog impersonations anymore.
But she likes to. She's so good at it.
She is really good at it.
Actually, if you don't mind, Amy, could you grace us with some of your dog stylings?
Yeah, I want to hear a Maltese.
You would like me to reprise my role as Muffin?
Yeah, could you do the little muffin for us from, what was that episode called?
That was called Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
And that,
everybody check it out.
That co-starred a lovely woman named Audra and her husband Brett.
Ooh.
It was a fabulous episode written by the host of our show, Josh Horowitz. And all right, so let's see, Muffin. I'm trying to remember.
Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? I'm trying to help.
Muffin, is that you? Muffin? Muffin! Muffin, down, Muffin!
I'm scared of dogs.
Oh, no. Did you just soil yourself, Jackie?
That was adorable.
Just a little bit. Like, it was so believable, I got scared.
Right?
It took me back to the South. No.
Were you attacked by dogs a lot in the South?
No.
Chased by them.
At Klingon Vanna White's house. When she'd get mad at me, she'd sick the dogs on me, and they'd bite my pinky toes. It was terrible.
Complicated marriage. So you make most of the sound effects yourself?
About half of them, and I do buy some. There's this great website, and they're pretty cheap. They're like $1.50 a piece. So if there's like car crashes or things like that, I'll use or animal sounds like wolves or owls, because in some plays you want them to sound authentic, because you don't want there to be a joke there. So, but like one of the most interesting ones was there's somebody putting a dead body into this metal machine. And so I had to figure out how to, and so I ended up just recording like I was throwing myself at our washing machine.
Oh my God.
Just like jumping all over it. And it sounds pretty great. It was, wow.
Did anybody notice you assaulting the washing machine?
No. Fortunately, we have our own washing machine.
Oh,
so
thank goodness.
I can do these things in private.
That's the episode with the hoodie, the machine that makes hoodies.
Yes, that was a great episode written by Beth Abdallah, called Convenient Something. Oh my God, how did I not know this?
It's in season 2, and it's a good season. Everybody check it out.
But like I was saying about how exciting it is to write and then hear
a modern convenience.
A modern convenience. Thank you very much.
What it is? Okay.
In season 3, which will start again in October, I only have one script because so many people have offered up some great scripts. We've got a cursed opera coming up. We've got former gangsters. Actually, a play by the fabulous Noir City Eddie Muller.
Wow.
In October, I'm really excited about that. What else we got? We've got some great stuff.
Very cool. And actually, a lot of our listeners might know Eddie from his TMC show.
Mm-hmm. Which now is on Saturday night.
Oh, moving on up.
Right. They had put him on Sunday morning, and everybody was giving him a hard time about it. And he, of course, responded, well, they're just trying it out, guys. Hold on a second. And within just a few months, he got the 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 midnight Eastern slot on Saturday night. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's Noir Alley. It's a great show, and it's got some great virtual reality content too. So check that out online.
So Aimee, are you? So I know you accept submissions and stuff like that. So would you be interested in a story about a washed up vaudeville performer who gets wrongfully incarcerated, but then ascends to a commanding position of a Starfleet? I mean,
we don't generally do science fiction, but Shecky, if you throw in a ghost or two, then yes, we would be more than happy.
Well, I there is he would be hunted by a spectral alien, and a
the
pack
ghost
of
that
ghosts.
haunts Shecky's Uranus.
Yes. With like ghost
I
dogs.
knew we were going to get to that. It had been like a good 5 minutes before you said
It's true. Yeah.
the word anus.
Any kind of a butt joke. So it'll be like Event Horizon, that movie Event Horizon. but it'll be floating around my anus. I mean Uranus, and it'll be
Careful there.
Evil dogs.
Uranus, my anus. Let's call the whole thing off.
There's a musical number right there.
Uranus, my anus. Uranus. Yeah.
I love it.
You laugh, but this is going to be Oscar worthy.
Okay, you start writing this, Shecky. You put words on paper. And,
Please do.
I want to put words in ears.
and then Aimee will put the words in ears, but you got to put the words on paper first.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a collaboration.
And I think Shecky could do a lot of the sound effects himself too.
That would be fabulous. I actually, that sounds like the perfect script to have someone do all the sounds.
All the voices too, huh?
All the voices, all the space sounds, all the doors opening on the spaceship.
Yeah, here's my sound effect of me eating some pizza.
That's
Which will come up a lot in the episode. Yeah. He's actually haunted by spectral pizza. The ghost of pizza past.
All right. See, this is a good brainstorming session. Let's keep going.
Totally. So for our listeners want to check out 12 Chimes, how do they find you?
They can find us on SoundCloud, Podchaser, iTunes, Stitcher, all those great places, all kinds of places. So just if it's not on your regular podcast app, it will be on another one, or you can.
Or I will send the instructions on how to put on TuneIn in there. So I have two choices now to avoid NPR.
Well, I have to admit, we're not on Spotify. I cannot figure out how to get on Spotify. So if anybody knows how to get a podcast on Spotify, I'm all ears.
I haven't ever looked into it because I just can't imagine listening to podcasts on Spotify, but that's just like a personal preference. I don't know. Maybe people do it.
Yeah, but everybody's different. Like, supposedly a lot of people listen to podcasts on YouTube, but I can't get anybody to look at the YouTube channel. So,
yeah. Huh. Well, they can try 12chimesradio.com to learn more.
Yes, we do have a fabulous website. We have all kinds of interesting information on the cast and crew and on the musicians. And we've got merch and all that good stuff.
Right on. And is there a target date for season 3 coming out?
Yes, that will be it's always the fourth Tuesday of every month. And so it will air right before Halloween.
Oh my gosh. You actually stick to a schedule. You're a goddess.
Yeah, the first season, I just tried to get them out as quickly as possible. But season 2 was on the money the whole season, the fourth Tuesday of every month.
A schedule? What's that?
I know.
Oh, no. Well, thank you so much for telling us all about 12 Chimes Radio. We're fans, as you can tell.
Well, thank you for letting me babble.
Yay! You're a great babbler. We're going to take a quick commercial break and stay with us because we'd like to talk about snacks and movies with you, too. If that's all right, Aimee.
Oh, I'm like, this is a part that I shut up.
No, never shut up. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back with our snack review.
Mary, no!
God, let go!
I simply don't understand it.
Of course, the sound is coming from the basement.
It's all right. I've got you, Mr. Adam.
No.
Show me what?
Gotta get away from those eyes! Get away! Get away!
George, no!
Are you attracted to the dark, fascinated by the dramatic, with a side of gruesome and a dash of poetic justice? If your happy place is a gloomy room at midnight, then you should be listening to the podcast 12 Chimes It's Midnight. Please join us, won't you, for plays of mystery, horror, and suspense. Find us and subscribe wherever you procure your podcasts. And remember, at midnight, anything can happen.
We're back from our commercial break. I hope you enjoyed that commercial as much as we did. So we're doing a snack review, and it's Klingon Vanna White's turn. What do you got for us today?
Greetings. I have green tea Kit Kats, but I couldn't find them because I'm in Texas right now. I can remember what they are like. But I also bought a different type of Japanese green tea Kit Kat called Fuelin Tea Chocolat or something like that.
Please don't sue us.
So, but the green tea Kit Kats or the matcha Kit Kats are pretty amazing. They come out in the spring, and in California, I could find them at all the Walgreens.
They're so good.
They are so good, and they appear to have been sold out in Texas. So I'm going to try this Japanese one right now.
Oh, that does sound good.
Oh, it's actually really good. It's like a dark chocolate on the outside, and the inside is matcha.
So
Actually,
the other kind are green on the outside, right?
Yeah, just like most aliens.
Green on the outside and kind of like crunchy on the inside.
It's so tasty.
These are really good. These are as good, if not better, than the green tea Kit Kats, actually.
What's it taste like?
It tastes like green tea on the inside and chocolate on the outside. You know what? Green tea ice cream? It's like that, except crunchy.
Okay.
Did you guys get any Kit Kats?
No. They were out of them at Walgreens.
I know. I didn't know that you couldn't get them all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the traditional Kit Kat because even though I couldn't find the green tea ones, I still wanted my Kit Kat fix.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy that I usually have smuggle me stuff in, so he brought them in, but they were brown and not green. So I was like, I'm not going to eat this. So I don't have them, unfortunately.
They didn't melt?
No, actually, they didn't. He's got a pretty cold ass, though, so.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Is it good?
When you're smuggling Kit Kats into jail, you know, I guess you want to definitely ice Uranus before you insert your Kit Kat.
Oh my God.
I'm not even going to.
Servings per container. I was just like, it's two of these that I just ate had like 260 calories, and they're like the size of a pinky.
It's amazing.
Oh, wait, but the serving size is a whole package.
It's half the package. And it's like 129 calories. Over half of it is fat.
Oh, but there's no trans fat. Oh, no, the saturated fat. Okay.
Nothing has trans fat in it anymore, I guess. But, yeah.
I don't even know what that is, so I don't.
Yeah.
What do I know?
It makes things good.
It is candy. So it's going to be heavy on the calories.
The candy can't hurt you. It's candy. Come on.
Right. Vitamin candy. You need it in your diet.
I'm sad it doesn't say how much caffeine it has in it.
Oh, man.
Probably negligible. It's not even real chocolate, is it?
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, these are really good. Oh, my God.
God, I can't believe I'm sitting here like an asshole in Fresno with no Kit Kats.
Well, they would have melted anyway, so.
It's true.
What's the temperature up there?
I think it's over 100 right now.
Oof.
But I'm in the basement bunker.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to freeze the rest of these in a block of ice.
Honestly, that is amazing. If you take a Kit Kat and you put it in the freezer and freeze it, and then you eat it, so good.
Oh, I bet these are going to be amazing.
Oh man,
amazing.
I've now had a whole Kit Kat plus a double espresso, and
Nice.
I'm feeling a little shaky.
Wow, Amy's flying high.
Flying. That's how you know that you're in the good zone.
I think I might be in the good zone for another half an hour, and then I'm going to pass out.
You're going to crash out.
Me too.
I'm not used to this level of sugar intake. I feel really weird.
Welcome to my world. I just have nothing but this bottle of chocolate-covered Ativan, so I'm just...
yes.
Wow.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Well, I think that's it for Kit Kats. Does anyone have anything else to say about green tea Kit Kats?
Get them while you can.
Yeah, get them. They're amazing. Yum, 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 yum. But stay away from the brown ones.
The brown green tea ones.
Yeah.
Yes,
the standard ones are fine, I hope, because I just ate one.
Are you in prison, Amy?
Yeah.
Do you know Larry? If you know Larry.
No, nothing like that. No,
Okay. Okay, you're safe then. You're safe.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break because that's how we buy our Kit Kats. And then we'll be back with a movie review of Incredibles 2. See you soon.
Woo!
She's hot. She's sexy. She's Lucifer, the goat-headed go-go dancer. Have you ever wanted a satanic go-go dancer but didn't want to be bothered by her human face? No? Well, you get one anyway. Lucifer, the goat-headed go-go dancer, will hoof it up to any beat. As long as you don't put her near your plants or floral arrangements, she will dance the night away on her cloven hooves. To book your night with Lucifer, go to lucifer.com.
All right, we're back from commercials, and we're ready to talk about The Incredibles 2. And let me just remind you, we here at the Speakeasily Hour Minute podcast, it's our mission to spoil movies and just ruin them. If you haven't seen this movie, we're gonna let you know exactly what happens at the end, and everyone dies, just in case you wanted to know. Everybody dies.
That's a old Chimes version of it anyway.
That's right.
Disney was like, we got to kill this franchise.
We got to kill
them
them,
all.
so they're all ghosts now.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Super ghosts.
Wait, have they done Super Ghosts before? Ooh, Super Ghosts. Okay.
Just write that down.
Filing that away.
That's me writing that down.
Excellent sound effect.
Thank you. Made it myself. So, Incredibles 2, pretty cute.
Yeah. I thought it was weird how the children didn't age after 14 years.
Well, I think they debated that for quite a while, and so the story picks up right where the other one left off.
Oh.
So the whole Underminer thing, I think, was at the beginning of 2, was at the end of 1.
Yes. Yeah. It's clearly just a continuation. But here's a question. What was up with that, preamble, apology that they had in the beginning where all the actual real-life people that do the voices were like, hey, we know it's been 14 years and, we're sorry. Did they show that in your theater?
They did, yeah.
What was up with that? The first thing they tell you, when you're in, writing workshop is don't apologize for what you're about to read to the class. Don't proceed to work with an apology.
But I would say that's kind of a brilliant move on Pixar's part because their brand is based on being real people who, you know, are very earnest. Speaking of earnest, that they're very earnest about their stories, and they know they have a very serious fan base, and so I think that was a great move to come on and say, hey, you guys, we didn't mean to keep you hanging for 14 years. I thought that actually was kind of a great move on their part, just to set the stage that they're saying, we love you fans, and to kind of get people excited about seeing the movie that was about to start.
And they were kind of like, hey, sorry for 14 years, but we're probably going to do this again for another 14 years, so get your fill now. Bye.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. See you in another 14. I don't know. What did you think, Klingon?
I mean, I actually thought it had been 14 years in the movie, and I was just like, well, I guess superhero children don't age very fast.
Just like in the
You're
comic
still
books.
stuck on that, aren't you?
I don't know. I'm just a Klingon.
Which I actually thought face value. I understand.
I actually remember a small callback about the 14 years that The Incredibles made a joke about too. But you know, I shouldn't take LSD before going to see cartoons anymore.
Yeah, one time too many. You've gone too far. Actually, speaking of like, you know, LSD, like what was up with the opening short where the mother eats her dumpling son?
Oh my God.
Wow, if you were on LSD, you know how terrifying that would be?
It was horrifying. I felt really... I was just like... I literally turned to my my friend that I came there with, and I was just like, what the fuck? This is a children's movie, and they're showing, you know, a mother eating its dumpling child.
Yeah, the entire theater gasped when I was so surprised at the strong gut reaction that everyone had.
I just laughed. I was like, oh my God. You know, that baby dumpling looks yum-yums.
I was hungry. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out too, like for that dumpling thing, like how much time had been passing while the baby dumpling was getting bigger. Like, was this all happening while the dad was at work? And what was he going to do when he came home and found his wife with a prepubescent dumpling or whatever? You know, and I was just like, well, when's he going to come home? When's he going to come home and fucking stop this shit?
Your wife's talking to food to make it stop.
So forgive me for being the Pixar apologist, but this was the first Pixar film directed by a woman, and she the thing that's cool about Pixar is that anybody can pitch a film there. So if you work in the cafe or you're the janitor, you are part of the Pixar family, and anyone can pitch an idea. And she's been a story editor for a long time. And I'm trying to remember her name. I'm really like having a hard time this morning about names, but she pitched the idea and it was accepted. And it sounds like, I think there's rumors that she may step into a director role for a feature.
Oh, nice.
Which is very exciting.
So she wrote The Incredibles 2 and not the dumpling thing?
No, she was all about the dumpling. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that was her pitch. So she was the first female director at all. And so they usually start their talent off with shorts and then they move on to features.
You know, I mean, it was made well. It was just a fucking bummer.
Yeah, it was so heavy. I mean, it was like this is not why I go to see a cartoon. I do not go to see a cartoon to see, you know, like incredible, like hurtful family drama.
Yeah.
So her name is
very problematic.
Her name is Domi Shi. And she was the one
Domi Shi. Thank you.
Who wrote it? And first person though, I think she stole it from that weird story about remember the Polish, or I think it was Polish or Scandinavian story about the woman who wants a baby and then she gets a wooden baby and the wooden baby tries to kill them all. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, that was made into a movie called Otik by Jan Svankmajer.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Aimee is here.
Yeah, that reminds me of that. That reminded me of that. And I'm like, oh, this is just a cute version of that movie. This baby should kill everybody. Dumpling baby.
It is kind of, I mean, I think that's a pretty famous line in folktales. of the woman who is so baby crazy that she finds babies everywhere. And I think this is a neat twist on it, though, that this woman was so into making food and that she found a baby in her food preparation. I mean, it's definitely crazy, but you certainly, I think a lot of the shorts have a theme of very emotional, and I think that's certainly what Pixar kind of has made their brand on, is these very emotional stories.
Oh yeah, and in fact, I mean, I would say it goes beyond emotional and becomes manipulative, because most people that are going to be watching this are going to have issues with food or have a parent. You know what I mean? There's these two very, very sore spots that everyone has in their psyche, and usually it's like food or consuming things and moms, right? And
or dads.
Or dads, and it absolutely fed upon like both of those.
But I think Domi struggles with those themes, because that was modeled after her mom. Aww. And I think that they had a lot of family experiences around food and food preparation. And
interesting.
Yeah.
So did Domi end up marrying a blonde woman and bring her home so that her mom could teach her how to make dumplings?
I don't know. I've never met her spouse.
Yeah, since she's now going to be a rich Pixar director, I would like to marry her.
You're just putting it out there right now.
Yeah,
Domi, if you're listening to this.
So for all you people listening, this is just a review about the short. We're not even going to talk about Incredibles 2. So just
we haven't gotten there yet, Well, there's just so much going on with the screening of Incredibles. Like, you got that weird apologia at the beginning. You got the mom eating her baby, blowing our minds, and then we got the Incredibles 2, which I guess we could talk about now. So much going on.
Now.
And now, yeah, exactly.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. It's been a great show.
I think I like Incredibles 2 better than 1.
I can't remember because it was so long ago.
Right? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I think we should start our podcast with an apology. Now on. Actually, we kind of do, don't we?
Sorry for the butt jokes, everybody.
What do you need to apologize for?
Butt jokes.
So much.
I am sorry. This is not much, but this is what we have to give.
That's right.
If you need protection from NPR, we are your people.
That's right.
From the horror that is NPR.
Are you middle-aged but really 8 years old on the inside? Then we've got the podcast for you.
But do we need to do the NPR voice?
Oh, that was
boy, I fucked that up.
It was like you were...
We're here to Speak Easily Hour Minute podcast.
Ooh, the hair is raising on the back of my neck.
So tonight we're going to talk about Incredibles 2.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, when you're doing that, it's like turned into this weird ASMR kind of thing in my ears, and I'm like, oh my god.
Could you
sleepy
please,
now.
what is it, like eat some Doritos in there?
So I tried to watch some of those ASMR things, and they freak me out.
I love the black lady with the really long fingernails that eats pickles.
Oh my god, you guys.
She's amazing. I love her.
Freaks me out.
Okay, so if I Google pickles, long fingernails. Oh, wait, I'm not sure I want to go there.
A lot of things might come up. What are these videos called again?
ASMR. It's weird.
ASMR.
Yeah. It's just bizarre. You listen, and then people they talk like
they whisper.
They whisper, and they rub on stuff.
They rub on stuff?
They do. They rub on stuff. It's gross. It's like that.
Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. That's what it stands for.
It's fucking bizarre is what it is.
Oh,
interesting.
I don't like
it.
Actually, people find it like it for me. I mean, I'm not super into it, but it does kind of give you this kind of weird like tingling on the back of my neck, and it just it's kind of weirdly relaxing.
Yeah, people use it to relax. And then so what I do is I watch the hydraulic press channel, and I watch stuff get smashed by hydraulic presses. That relaxes me.
Huh.
So wait, should I put out like a whole series of these, like a 12 Chimes version of these ASMRs?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, like the sound of a knife going into an abdomen over and over again.
Or someone. What it would be someone walking over coals slowly, and like you're listening to the skin pop as they're walking.
And you hear them going.
So relaxing.
I'm telling you, we're never going to talk about Incredibles 2, people. I'm just sorry.
Maybe this is how I can make some extra money, though.
Well, I think there is I know there was one person, I think, who would squish stuff between their toes, and you would hear it.
That's very specific.
No, because it was just like they would grab stuff with their toes, and they'd have the microphone. So I think there might be a bit of eroticism to it as well. So
yeah, you think?
Well, no, I don't know, because the ones that I've watched on YouTube, of course, you can't be naked on YouTube, but
I mean,
but I'm sure there's other
eating
sites.
a pickle. Yeah, it's so erotic.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, Vanna, you've got your whole sitting on the yoga ball thing. I think you should exploit that.
That's right.
Squelch.
Quote unquote, sitting on a yoga ball.
Are you using air quotes and nobody can see?
That's right. That's for radio. You have to say quote unquote.
She does that all the time, even when she's not speaking on radio.
Quote unquote, you're like, look, I'm looking right at you. You can do the quotes.
Oh, here I am just sitting on this yoga ball. Oh, I spilled my yogurt on myself.
On your yoga ball.
So much squelching.
Squelching. Oh, God. So, in a nutshell, Incredibles 2 was a great film, and you should go see it.
Well, I think once again we're skirting a very important issue.
What is it?
The objectification of female cartoon figures.
What? Oh yeah.
Yes, because Mr. Incredible does not look like that in real life. So
this girl has some amazing badonkadonk.
Right?
I could not stop staring at her badonkadonk.
Neither could Anthony Lane, who reviewed it for the New Yorker and kept going on about her ass too, which has really, really shocked a lot of people.
He's kind of a weirdo, though, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like it was like the same model from the first movie. So, like, I watched the first movie over, so it's just like it literally was like the same. So
it was the first movie. She checks her ass out in the mirror. Do you remember that? She looks at her own ass. It was like, because she's had a bunch of kids and she hasn't worn the outfit in a long time, and she's like, there's probably a little bit more extra baggage back there than there used to be.
I thought
no one seemed to have any response.
But it's a nice stretchy outfit, so she's all good. Yeah,
I mean, it looks good. She carries it well. She's shapely, but apparently very sexually attractive to some people.
Well, maybe just her ass is.
Yeah. Do you think that that her butt is cultural appropriation?
Of what?
Of black people? Probably.
Of butts, yes.
Wait, can you culturally appropriate butt?
Well, you can culturally appropriate anything in a cartoon depiction.
It's true, because it's not a real person, right? Yeah. They had to make those choices.
And I don't think that like a lot of redheads have big asses, so.
I do know a real person that has a small waist and a badonkadonk.
Oh, really?
Who also has red hair. And
how small is her waist?
It's pretty small.
I'm always kind of jealous because I have a quote-unquote sportif figure.
Me also.
A what?
There's we're kind of straight.
A little sporty.
Yeah, we're
like Sporty Spice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, not really waspy.
Yeah,
Which
no,
I guess now that I say
shape.
that,
Yeah. You're pretty waspy, Amy.
Wait a
Don't
minute.
about that.
I don't know if you know what.
oh my God, you've got to be kidding. I don't know who you're referring to as a wasp.
We could try calling Kelly and ask her if she's a representative of her people and if she has culturally appropriated her butt.
Of the red-headed badonkadonks?
Yes, the white red-headed badonkadonk ladies.
Hey, man, give her a call.
Let's see what happens. Let's see, can you, let me see if I can do this with it. And turn it up as loud as it will go.
Turn it up and crank off the knob.
Oh, you know what? She's not going to be able to hear you guys.
That's fine. You can ask the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just listen in. I don't want to be involved with this anyway.
Hello, Kelly. This is your friend Klingon Vanna White. Can you guys hear Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kelly, we are into high art and stuff, and we watched The Incredibles 2, and we were wondering upon The Incredibles' mom's shapely figure and her badonkadonk. And we are wondering if it's cultural appropriation to have her drawn that way. And then we realized that we are friends with you. You also have a small waist and a badonkadonk. You are a white lady with red hair. And we want to know if you are an outlier or if you are a representative of your people. I know she's never going to talk to me again.
Cricket.
Do you love me?
My personal feeling on the subject of the badonkadonk is the more the merrier. I am happy to see the badonkadonk given representation on the screen, on a powerful woman, and I am fully in favor of all badonkadonks everywhere.
I also read a thing that
was very well said.
Yeah, you can't hear what they're saying because then it'll feed back into the microphone, but they're saying that you're very eloquent.
She's running for Badonkadonk Congress.
On a badonkadonk platform.
Talent that is possessed by red-headed ladies with small waists and badonkadonks. We tend to be quite eloquent.
Oh yeah, well I also read that you're smarter. I definitely know that you're smarter than me.
Wow.
Kelly is definitely smarter than I am.
Because the size of your brain is relative to the size of your ass.
There's junk in the trunk, but there's also some extra brain cells. Kind of like a dinosaur has a smaller brain halfway down its back to help control the back of the body. So, yeah, when you're a very small person with a very large butt, you actually need a few extra brain cells down there just to get yourself around.
Yes. It's a lobe. Like each cheek has a different lobe, you know.
Brain lobe. Jackie is saying that each cheek has a different brain lobe. But I don't know if that's true.
That might be true, but the fact is that the right brain lobe is going to control the left cheek, and the left brain lobe is going to control the right cheek. So you got to
so confusing.
That is brilliant.
But that's why when you got a big badonkadonk and you start walking, you can see it kind of move up and down. You know.
Oh my God! I wish you could hear what Shecky's saying.
She'll listen to the show and she'll see it. She'll hear it.
Yeah, she'll find out later.
She'll hear it on the show.
All the terrible things we've said.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for allowing me to interrupt your day with me talking about your butt that I love so much.
Actually, can you ask her if she's going to cosplay as Elastigirl?
it hasn't been getting enough attention recently, so I'm sure you get the text. I'm not sure my ass has ever received text. That might be the first time.
Aww. We love you. And then we also want you to cosplay as Elastigirl.
I am happy that you guys have the seamstress knowledge. I am happy to.
I'm going to research this.
happen.
I mean,
I'm gonna research this.
I mean, she already has a dash, so.
I'm down. I'm fully down. I love you guys too, and I miss you.
I miss you too. And I'll ping you and talk to you later. Peace and love.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You everybody.
Thanks for talking about your butt.
You're talking about your butt. We love you.
Out.
Bye-bye.
Well, that just brought up a couple of thoughts here is that, Elastigirl is kind of like this fertility goddess shape.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a shit.
No, I was thinking about that because then, I think fertility goddesses are actually come in many shapes. Because then there's the Venus de Willendorf.
Right, but that's awesome that the someone who's so womanly is the hero in this particular movie. So.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like if she was like Sporty Spice, it would be kind of a little more like, oh yeah, whatever. But the fact that she's so momish and so womanly and still can kick ass is pretty awesome.
We need that lesson to then go into actual live action films, and let's see some casting of women like that with real bodies.
Gosh, well, that might take a little longer, but Pixar's kind of leading the way. That's good.
Pixar on the vanguard once again. The vanguard of saying this is what actual moms look like.
and it's they're still attractive. They're hot. So
yeah,
not that that's the only thing that matters.
It really is the only thing that matters. Let's just be honest.
I cry myself to sleep every night.
I know I'm hot.
Where is my butt? Oh.
Where is my butt? I'm the reverse. I've got it all like a huge head. I'm like an upside down triangle. Just this big head walking around. And I don't think that Anthony Lane would be that sexually attracted to me. So
you're probably
I guess
lucky.
Shit to work out. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if he was a butt man, but you've got some legs that won't stop, so.
Well, I got to hold my head up somehow.
That old pervert will totally love you.
That ass man. What an ass man. Shecky knows what I'm
ass man. He's the ass man.
Well, but I still say though, aside from the few moments where he's a little inappropriate, it is a pretty good article though.
Yeah.
Not that I'm an Anthony Lane apologist, but yeah, he writes a pretty good review, even though he, pissed off half of his readers.
He's got an issue with women, There's
like most men.
Kind of points out, how they look as opposed to their acting ability often. But no, I think he's a good writer. I've always read his reviews because they're entertaining, What more could you want in a review besides spoilers?
I know.
Have we spoiled this yet?
Spoilers.
How can we spoil this?
Well, I'm not sure that it's spoilable, really, because if you say that the good guys win, that's not a huge head scratcher.
Yeah, it isn't, is it? It's like when we reviewed The Death of Stalin.
Pretty much.
He died? What?
How did this mass murderer die?
Oh, so not to make you go backwards, but was that good? Should I see that movie?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yes, you need to see that movie ASAP.
So crazy good.
And then maybe watch it first and then listen to our review.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because spoilers, right?
Spoilers.
He dies.
I'm sorry, I can't get this whole ASMR thing out of my head. I'm really excited about the idea of making some audio that will be spine tingling. I really like the idea. Maybe we could do a whole episode about it.
Yeah, Shecky's gonna do one. It's gonna be Shecky with us. Hey, everybody. Hey, Shecky, how you doing?
It's all good.
You're sitting there touching yourself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say it again. Oh dear.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Well, okay. So that's everyone's homework, is to go look up the ASMR. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yes, you're in class now.
Okay. Go home and watch all those things. Listen to them.
I want to find the lady that I really like her. She's just so cute. The one the one with, she's really long fingernails, and then she clicks them on the jar, and then she pulls them out, and just, like she does videos of her recording it too, and she's just like crunching it, and you can hear the crunching and watch her. And so, it's kind of amazing. She's really sweet too.
But I don't know how that's relaxing. That sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
Weird. Well, if you like for me, I mean, I'm sure it's probably sexy for some people, but like I watched a couple of hers, and I was just like, oh, she just seems like a fun person, the sweet person eating pickles. Really loud.
The weird thing about it though is it's not high pitched noises. The noises are generally soothing noises. So that I think that's one of the things. And I think the ones that for videos is like they're really cute girls that are doing it. Like I really haven't seen very men do it. So that's why I'm like, Shecky's got a corner of the market, bitches.
The woman that I saw eating there she is. Eating the pickle. She's probably in her 40s. I'll ping you guys the video.
Okay, so is our headphones essential?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet, yeah. Why don't you put that link in our Speakeasily the podcast group on Facebook?
Yeah, because we're going to be starting a new thing called the Speakeasily ASMR hour, and it's going to be an hour of us doing weird shit, talking like this and say hello, everybody. Hi.
Shecky's going to be like.
It's gonna be like really.
Toilet.
It's all gonna be like with very 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 low pitched like fart noises.
That's gonna be like a whale.
Whale sounds.
Well, yeah, you slow it down and it would sound cool.
It's crazy.
Fart noises,
so disturbing.
Then you could blow people's minds later. You'd be like, "Did you know? Did you know those were actually fart noises slowed down?"
No way! I thought it was whale music. I've been meditating to fart sounds for how long?
Well, I guess if you were to fart a tub, that could be kind of considered whale music.
That's actually all whales are doing. They're just very flatulent.
Yep. It's like.
I don't know. I think that's them actually talking to each other.
Yeah, they're farting at each other. It's why they call them killer whales.
He's like, "Hey, Bob."
Hey, Bob, I got something for you.
Hey, Bob.
All right, slow down. It's getting a little out of control.
All right, so stay in touch with us, Speakeasily Hour Minute Podcast. Follow us on Facebook and listen to us on iTunes, on TuneIn and your Teslas, on what else are we on? YouTube, on SoundCloud, on your face, on speakeasily.tv. Dig us up and listen to more. And to let us know what sound turns you on. What do you want to hear being eaten, consumed, or
farted out.
Flatulated? That's like, what's the verb of that? Flatulated? And let us know, and maybe we'll look into that for our next podcast. Maybe Aimee will be able to take that on as a new podcast. Woohoo!
I'm just like, seriously, you're gonna fast forward like 5 years, and like Aimee's like a huge star at ASMR.
No, I'm really excited about a horror ASMR.
Oh wow, that would be freaky. Oh my god.
Right? Wait, I gotta look this up. Oh, dude, it's already a thing.
Oh, that sounds.
That's fine. You're gonna make it better.
Wow. All right. Well, yeah, and check out Aimee's podcast, 12 Chimes. It's midnight.
Yes, please,
yeah.
and leave a review on iTunes and drop us a line and tell us what you think.
Yep.
And then we'll tell you what we think.
Please.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Be safe. Fart underwater.